Welcome back to the video, ladies and gentlemen. I am Medicine Man. Today, we're going to be reacting to and learning from Guthrie Govan. He is teaching an instructional video on the profound effects of intervals in writing music and improvising. If you guys have been enjoying content like this and learning from other incredible guitarists, I'll link a playlist in which I learned from the masters up here. Feel free to check them all out and join me on my learning journey. Without further ado, let's get into this video real quick. Skadoosh.
When you look at the notes that aren't in the chord, the effect they have will vary depending on the mode. We looked at the Dorian moments ago. If we now look at a different minor mode, something like the Phrygian mode, which has an equal right to exist. Here's the backing track, again, simplest backing track in the world.
What a musical genius.
So now I'm using Dorian at the moment. But I'm really trying to spend some time on these surprising notes that aren't in the chord and aren't in the pentatonic. Nothing I played there is that offensive. But now I'll just wipe your memory banks for a moment, you know.
A minor.
Now the Phrygian mode is a lot darker because you've flattened two extra notes. So now inside that pentatonic box framework, the extra notes are that one and this one. Everyone enjoys hearing that.
They belong, but it's an interval.
It's a legal part of the mode. That's what the formula says. And there are, of course, damn. There are
So, essentially, what he's saying in this is that those intervals that he just played are an existing interval that are technically legally allowed, even though there are no rules in music. They fit within the mode that he was playing, but playing them like that in either succession of each other or in a cordial harmony, it's conflicting and seems dissonant, although technically they should belong. And he's talking about the different artistic characteristics that make up this mode and why you should use intervals for different tastings of music.
There are times where that's the right mode to use, but those extra notes are somehow more offensive sounding, which means if I'm going to play loads of those notes pretty fast, rather than lingering in any one of them, it kind of sounds okay, but then if I slow down, I have to be extra careful. There are handle with care pitches. That just sounds wrong. I'm not playing any wrong notes. No one wants to hear that. So, is it the scale's fault? You know, did the Phrygian deceive you in some way or waste your time by making you learn it? No.
No.
I think it's more a case that when you learn the scale, you have to learn how unpleasant those notes are so that you can then use them responsibly. Interestingly, I think
the way he
everyone
words
has some
this.
sense of this, even if the only thing they can play is even in the minor pentatonic, some notes are more tense than others. And I think most people instinctively end up with a vocabulary of blues licks where you're not just going to end your lick there and then stop and look pleased with yourself. You know that you have to follow that up with something.
Okay.
It's even more pronounced with the blues scale, which is a lazy kind of Western music theory way of approximating where those blues notes actually came from, i.e. a different culture with a different way of chopping up the octaves. So the newcomer now is that flat 5 note, well known to the heavy metal fans amongst us as the note of Satan himself. But you can use it as a passing note in your blues lick. So.
Oh, I like that.
And it sounds like you know what you're doing, but that just sounds like a mistake. Instead of thinking about all the note choices at your disposal as either right notes or wrong notes, rather than just having this kind of black and white division between notes that are in the scale and notes that are not in the scale, I think it's better to have a spectrum of all possible notes, with the most obvious note in the world at one end and the most hideous sounding note in the world at the other end.
I agree.
Valid, as long as you know what.
Why do they turn the camera like that?
Over
invert.
Chord.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I wish if I had a guitar in my hand during all of that, but I need to make this video quick because I am already late for work and I'm not even in uniform at all. My uniform is still in the dryer. But anyways, if you enjoyed content like that, I'll link up some playlists right over here. I've got plenty more and plenty more on the way. Hopefully my small bits of advice help make everything Guthrie said digestible. Essentially what he was saying is that there are notes that sound displeasing, although they technically will be listed on the tablature or sheet music as notes that should belong. But if you linger on those notes, it leaves a feeling of incompletion and undefined lack of resolution in the musical piece, which at the end of the day usually isn't something you want to go for. And he's talking about using these pieces tastefully, and that it doesn't mean that they're useless and that you learned it for nothing. Like E Phrygian is still very valuable, and though it's got wrong notes, like one of the best solos of all time, Domination, is in the key of E Phrygian. Anyways, after my schizophrenic attack, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.